Like many other artists, I'm an artist on a budget and I don't buy expensive art supplies unless I know they're good because someone I trust recommended it or I've seen other artists use it. However, sometimes other people use tools I find completely useless. So in this video, I'm going to show you affordable art supplies you absolutely need and some overrated tools so you don't waste your money. And at the end, I'm going to show you the supplies I can't finish a drawing without using, so make sure to stick till the end. I'm going to start with the basics, mechanical pencils. You absolutely need a mechanical pencil in your collection, whether you are a beginner or you are a professional, obviously. Mechanical pencils are great for sketching. This is a metal mechanical pencil. I got it from AliExpress for less than $3. Shipping was free because it's basically tiny. And it comes with its own refills. I got the 2B refills. And it's a fun pencil to use. I really like it, but I only use it for sketching. For TikTok videos, that's it. I never use it when I'm drawing portraits because I simply don't need it. So you absolutely don't need it, but as I said before, it's a fun pencil. And it comes with a sharpener of its own, so when you sharpen it, it leaves powder, and I store this powder because I use it later for shading. And I also, of course, have the normal mechanical pencil. This one is 0.3, but I don't use it that much. I mostly use the original mechanical pencil 0.5. I use it for sketching portraits, for the grid, for the details, hair, beard. It's great for detail, so you need to get one. And of course you need a pencil set. It will upgrade your shading skills like you wouldn't believe. I have two brands. If you're a beginner, I recommend getting the one on the left because it's highly affordable and it's highly available. You can find it anywhere, and it comes with 12 pencils up to 6B, and you don't need more than 6B if you are a beginner. But if you are more advanced and you want darker shades, so I recommend getting the one on the right. I got it from Amazon. It has 24 pencils up to 14B, which is the darkest that pencils will ever reach. It's really great. They're both good qualities. Don't get me wrong, I still use the old one, but this one comes with darker shades. And you know what's better than these pencils? Is their powder. I recently switched to powder shading. I don't use these pencils for shading anymore because I find that powder shading gives more realistic and smoother results. I explained everything you need to know about powder shading in a recent YouTube video I posted. Check it out if you're interested. And yeah, I make the powder myself because, as I told you before, I'm a bit broke, but you can buy it. It's available on Amazon. But I like to make it myself, and you know, the process of shaving the pencil is kind of therapeutic to me. I don't know why, it's satisfying. I use this knife and sandpaper to make the powder. Now let's move on to charcoal. This is the first charcoal set I ever bought, or I don't know what these are called to be honest, but these are very available, so you can find them anywhere, but they're really bad quality. They're not very expensive, but they're not cheap either. So I got them at first not knowing anything about charcoal, just because I wanted to try them, but I haven't used them because of their bad quality. Then I got these charcoal pencils. I'm sure you've seen them. They are everywhere, but I don't like them. They are very hard to blend. I haven't used them. I tried so many times, I haven't. Maybe you can tell that I really tried to do charcoal, but I was unlucky. So I just don't use them anymore. And now I'm gonna talk about the best charcoal pencil you can ever buy. I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce that, but you can clearly see the name and the brand. I bought it because a lot of artists use it and I knew already that it was good, but it's not very cheap. It's not very available. I got it for like $12 from Amazon, but it has been the best purchase I've ever done. It's worth it. It made me do this big step, which is switching from graphite to charcoal, and I haven't regretted it. I haven't had any hard time switching because it's a very smooth pencil. It's so easy to handle and smooth to blend, and it works good with pencils unlike other charcoal brands, and I really like it. I haven't stopped using it ever since. And I also got compressed charcoal from AliExpress. They weren't very expensive, but I wish I had that pencil before I bought these because I don't use them anymore, even though I turned them into powder, but the pencil is enough for me. Now let's move on to my favorite items to buy. Erasers. I love buying erasers. and my favorite eraser is this one. It's called Mono Zero Eraser. It's 2.3 millimeters and it works the same way as a mechanical pencil, but it's great. It's not very expensive. I got it for like $3 from AliExpress. It's absolutely my favorite tool to make details for the hair, the skin, anything you can think of, and I honestly don't understand how I used to draw without it before. I don't know how I survived. Okay, now this is the cheapest, most useful thing you can ever buy. This is called the Kneaded Eraser. Some people call it clay eraser, some people call it charcoal eraser. What it does is, as you can see, obviously you can shape it the way you like, but more importantly, it takes off one tone from the graphite you have by just dabbing it, which is great for the skin details, the hair, and since you can get it as small as you want, it's also good for the eyes, the lips, the nose. You can literally use it anywhere. And in case you made a mistake and shaded something way too dark, you can use it to lighten the area. And it's available everywhere, and I only got it for 26 cents, so I totally recommend getting one. And it's great for my anxiety, if that makes sense, because I always play with it when I'm nervous, like a slime, so it's a bonus. This is another eraser I have. It's 3.8 millimeters and I use it for erasing whatever I mess up when I draw, but you don't have to use it. You can use just the normal eraser, so it's good but not necessary. Pencil eraser. I've seen many other artists use it. I don't like it personally because first of all, it's way too expensive. I got it for $12, and when I ordered it I thought it would come as a pack, but only one pencil arrived. Was really disappointed. And it does the same thing as the Kneaded Eraser. It takes one tone of the graphite. It has a good quality, but I don't think it's necessary. A bit overrated. The electric eraser. It's a fun eraser. It's great for details, and if you mess up big time, it can erase anything easily. However, if you are a beginner, you don't need it yet. It gets sometimes hard to handle, and I still do full portraits without using it once. It's not very necessary, but as I said before, it's fun. I got it from Amazon. It's not very cheap, to be honest. I don't remember how much it was, but it comes with many refills and I like that. So yes, I maybe recommend getting it, but only if you are advanced. Don't get it if you're just starting drawing. You won't use it yet. Now let's move on to blending tools. Brushes are my favorite thing to blend with. I mostly use flat brushes. These are all makeup brushes, by the way. Or you can also use round brushes for the skin. This one is great for the skin, and this big fluffy one is for cleaning the paper. And these ones are for the background because they're soft but hard at the same time. You know, they don't move around very much. Brushes are the best thing to blend with because they give such smooth results, in my opinion. I used to complain that I didn't have blending stumps before, but then when I got them, they work the same way as Q-tips, so don't worry if you don't have them, even though they're cheap. Like, they are so affordable, but they have the same effect as a Q-tip. And I recently got white charcoal. I thought I would get it to use it for details and maybe draw on black paper. I didn't get a very well-known brand because I just wanted to try it, and I still haven't tried it very much. Like, I don't use it very much, but I just got it, so I can't judge just yet. But I think it's good, but not necessary. You can totally live without it. This is the best pen to give strong highlights. It's called Joudy pen. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's everywhere, and you know, it lives up to its reputation. It's affordable and it's pretty good. I use it, as you can see, on black paper. I did all that just by using this pen. And for portraits, I always use it for the eyes, for the strong highlights only, like this dot in his eye. That's it. I don't use it very much because if you get graphite on it, it turns gray and it's hard to get off, so don't use it unless you need it. Now let's talk about random art supplies. Here I have pencil extenders. I got them from AliExpress. They were cheap. They are good. They saved my dying pencil, but I only used one so far because I only have one dying pencil. Some people use them to hold compressed charcoal so you won't get your hands dirty when you use them, so I don't regret buying them. Recently got Micron pens. I use them for eyebrows and eyelashes, but they only work good with charcoal. This is the weird tool I have. It's the dotting tool used in nail art, and I use it when drawing hair or beards because they give me such smooth and easy highlights. How? I engrave the paper first, and then when you shade over it, it gives you some easy highlights, and I explained how in a previous video I posted on my channel. Check it out if you're interested. Painter's tape to get such clean edges. It's absolutely a must, and that's how people think that you printed your drawing. This glove, it's fancy and cute, but totally pointless. You don't have to get it. I think it's good for digital artists, but for traditional artists, if you just put a paper below your hand, you won't smudge the paper. You don't need it. And of course, rollers for measuring everything. I measure everything. I need two sizes, this one and the big one for when I draw the grid. Finally, sketchbooks. Believe it or not, I still haven't bought not one well-known brand for a sketchbook. I just look at the paper. Whatever I find available, I just check that the paper is thick but has a smooth surface, and that's it. That's good for me. And of course, you have to get a good brand for a sharpener because obviously we sharpen our pencils a lot. Okay, tools I use in every single drawing. First of all, the mechanical pencil for sketching, the charcoal pencil for shading everything, graphite powder for shading, mono zero eraser for highlights and details, the kneaded eraser, brushes for applying powder and blending, a wide general pen for the strongest highlights, and finally this weird tool for the hair or the beard. And yeah, that's it. Please like the video and let me know in the comments if you have any other questions.